October 1962. The world does not know how close it is to ending. Two superpowers, two nuclear arsenals, one island. 90 miles from American soil, the Soviet Union is building something Kennedy cannot ignore. Nuclear missile sites, photographed by American U-2 spy planes flying so high, Soviet fighters cannot reach them. The photographs land on Kennedy's desk on October 16th. He has 13 days to stop a nuclear war. Kennedy demands the missiles be removed immediately. Khrushchev refuses. The U.S. Navy establishes a naval blockade around Cuba. Any Soviet vessel attempting to cross that line will be stopped or sunk. The world watches. Moscow watches. Washington watches. Nobody blinks. What none of them know, what the history books still do not properly tell you, is that 4 Soviet submarines are already inside the blockade, beneath the surface, invisible, armed with nuclear torpedoes. Each torpedo carrying a warhead as powerful as the bomb that destroyed Hiroshima. And each submarine captain has been given authority to use them, without waiting for orders from Moscow. This is the story the history books forgot. This is the story of submarine B-59. October 1st, 1962. Soviet submarine B-59 departs from Saida Bay in northern Russia. Captain Valentin Savitsky commands a crew of 78 men, most of them young. Most of them have never seen combat. Their mission: reach Cuba undetected, support Soviet operations, be ready for anything. The submarine carries 1 nuclear torpedo. The orders regarding that torpedo are deliberately vague. Use your judgment. Savitsky does not know that in Washington a crisis is already building. He does not know that U-2 photographs have changed everything. He does not know that by the time B-59 reaches the Atlantic, the world will be completely different. He takes his submarine beneath the surface, and he disappears. The first weeks are difficult, but manageable. The crew follows routine, shifts, meals, maintenance, the ordinary discipline of submarine life. But B-59 was designed for Arctic waters. As the submarine moves south into the warm Caribbean, something begins to change. The ocean temperature rises, and inside B-59, the temperature rises with it. There is no proper air conditioning system. The heat builds day by day. By mid-October, the internal temperature has reached 45 degrees Celsius, 113 degrees Fahrenheit. Men are working in this heat for hours at a time, eating in this heat, sleeping in this heat, or trying to. The carbon dioxide scrubbers that keep the air breathable are struggling to keep up. CO2 levels are rising. Men are becoming confused, dizzy. Some are passing out at their stations. The medical officer is overwhelmed. And then, Moscow goes silent. For days, B-59 receives no communication from command. No news, no orders, no explanation. Savitsky does not know why Moscow has gone silent. He does not know about the blockade. He does not know about Kennedy's ultimatum to Khrushchev. He does not know about the 13 days happening on the surface above him. He does not know that American destroyers have been ordered to find and identify every Soviet submarine in the Atlantic. He knows only what he can see inside this submarine. And what he can see is a crew at its absolute limit. October 27th, 1962. The most dangerous day in human history. Above the surface, an American U-2 spy plane is shot down over Cuba. Kennedy's advisors are pushing for immediate military strikes. The Joint Chiefs want to attack. Khrushchev is sending contradictory signals. One message offering compromise, another demanding concessions. Nobody knows which message is real. The world is as close to nuclear war as it has ever been or has ever been since. Below the surface, the U.S. Navy has found the B-59. American destroyers USS Beale, USS Coney, and USS Murray move into position above the submarine. They begin dropping practice depth charges, small explosive signals designed to force the submarine to surface and identify itself, not to destroy it. Not yet. Inside B-59, the crew does not know this. They hear the first explosion above their hull, then another, then another. The lights go out. Emergency systems activate. Equipment begins to fail. Pipes crack. The temperature spikes further. The men look at each other in the red emergency lighting, barely able to breathe from the carbon dioxide, soaked in sweat, exhausted beyond anything their training prepared them for. And they believe one thing with complete certainty. Nuclear war has started. The Americans are attacking them. Captain Savitsky has had enough. He gives the order: prepare the nuclear torpedo for launch. What happens next determines whether you exist, whether everyone you have ever loved exists, whether the world you are sitting in right now exists. On B-59, the rules for launching a nuclear torpedo are specific. 3 senior officers must all agree. The captain, Valentin Savitsky, he says yes. The political officer, Ivan Maslenikov, he says yes. The third officer, brigade commander, Vasily Arkhipov. Arkhipov is not supposed to be on B-59. He is the commander of the entire submarine brigade, all 4 vessels. He is on B-59 by coincidence, by chance, by whatever force decides these things. And his rank means something the other captains do not have. He is the only man on any of the 4 submarines whose seniority means all 4 captains must agree before nuclear weapons can be used. 2 men have said yes. He says no. Savitsky screams at him. In the red emergency lighting with the depth charges falling, and the crew barely conscious, and the temperature at 45 degrees, Savitsky screams that they are already at war. That waiting means dying. That Arkhipov is condemning them all. The crew watches. Arkhipov does not raise his voice. He argues for surfacing, for making contact with the destroyers above, for finding out what is actually happening before doing something that can never be undone. This argument happens over the course of hours. Depth charges still falling, men still passing out, equipment still failing. Arkhipov does not change his answer. Eventually, Savitsky agrees. B-59 surfaces into the blinding Caribbean daylight. American destroyers surrounded within minutes. Signal lamps flash urgently across the water. The standoff lasts hours. Eventually, the message arrives. Stand down. The crisis on the surface is not yet over, but the torpedo has not been launched. The world has survived October 27th, 1962. October 28th. Khrushchev announces the missiles will be removed. Kennedy agrees not to invade Cuba. The Cuban Missile Crisis ends. The world breathes. Almost none of them know how close it actually came. Vasily Arkhipov returns to the Soviet Union. No celebration, no medal, no recognition. He lives quietly. He does not talk about B-59. He dies in 1998. His wife says he mentioned it once. He said he was just doing what was correct. In 2002, at a conference marking the 40th anniversary of the Cuban Missile Crisis, the full story of B-59 is finally told to the world. Robert McNamara, former U.S. Secretary of Defense, one of the architects of American Cold War strategy, is in the room. He hears the story for the first time. He goes completely silent. Then he says, "We came much closer than we knew. One man, one decision, one word." In a submarine at 45 degrees with the lights out and depth charges falling and 77 men screaming that the war had already started. Vasily Arkhipov said no. and the world continued.